Tonight, John Brink has submitted a proposal to Canfor to buy the tenures and 3 sawmills in Northern B.C. Plus, Shirley Bond and Health Minister Adrian have been at odds over healthcare for years, but today they joined forces on an important issue. And the Prince George Spruce Kings have their first preseason home game tonight against Langley. Good evening, folks. Happy Friday. I'm Eddie Huband, and welcome to CKPG News. Our top story tonight, 1 week after Canfor announced their decision to close 2 sawmills in Northern BC, local businessman John Brink has submitted a letter of intent to purchase sawmill operations and tenure for Canfor in 4 Northern BC communities. Adam Burrows caught up with Brink to find out more.
I have no intentions to exit. I'm staying here. I believe in the forest industry. We're going to expand.
Despite 2 recent sawmill closures in Northern BC, John Brink is not giving up on the forestry industry and is seeing the closures as an opportunity.
I made the decision then, as recently as since that announcement was made last Wednesday, that I had to restate my intent and becoming more formal about it as wanting to move forward and saying that we will purchase Fort St. John, we will purchase Pollard, we will purchase Plateau, and the tenure associated in Houston with the Houston sawmill.
Brink says that his proposal would create not hundreds, but rather thousands of jobs in the region.
The proposal that I have in the letter of intent, we would be creating 5,000 new jobs or in the existing operations modified to what we want to do with it.
In a news release, Canfor acknowledged that they have received indications of interest from several parties and will be considering options and engaging in discussions as appropriate. Brink says that should his proposal be accepted, a long-standing challenge for his company in particular would be resolved.
Then Brink would have access to fiber. That has been our biggest challenge for 50 years. From our own operations, but we would expand Brink by adding another finger joint plant here and another cross-laminated timber plant. We would further expand our operations in Vanderhoof as well as in Houston, build a new sawmill, and expand Pleasant Valley remanufacturing in Houston and add a remanufacturing facility at the operations in Fort St. John.
Pattison Media is owned by the Jim Pattison Group, a majority shareholder in Canfor. Adam Burrows, CKPG News.
A familiar member of the Prince George community has announced he's running in the election for the BC Greens. James Steidel made himself a public figure initially with his opposition to the use of the herbicide called glyphosate, pulling together frequent rallies. He has also been a vocal advocate for the forestry sector and a harsh critic of some forest policy. He says he opted to run for the Green Party in the riding of Prince George Mackenzie to push hard for the average working person.
One time I added up the number of jobs that we've lost in Prince George just from direct sawmill jobs between the early 2000s. It's over 1,000 direct sawmill jobs. And that number is probably double now with the closing of these pulp mills. So, I think, this is where these kind of neoliberal corporate policies have gotten us. It hasn't gotten us very far. It's been a downhill slide for this region as a result of these policies that have basically favored the interests of the few over the interests of the many. So I want to stand up and put my name out there as somebody who's going to fight for the little guy. I grew up on a cattle ranch in the middle of nowhere. I grew up working in a sawmill, a Clear Lake sawmill. I have a woodworking business now. I know what it's like to do physical labor.
As we mentioned yesterday, the BC NDP have announced Murphy Abraham, the former chief of Lake Babby Nation, will run for the party in Nechako Lakes. As the former chief of LBN, Abraham hopes to bring his experience as an elected official into his new role with the BC NDP should he be elected. His work with the nation included securing $50 million to build community cultural centers and overseeing a 20,000-hectare land transfer to return territory to the nation.
I've worked with all levels of government at the municipality level, the provincial and federal level, with all parties of the NDP, the Conservatives, and the Liberals. Nechako Lakes need a voice, and a voice, I feel that I can bring that to the table where I can build that relationship and making sure that we get what we need up here in the north.
Members of the Heart and Stroke Foundation and government were in Prince George today to announce a new program to help those suffering from heart conditions. An AED is an easy-to-use portable device that assesses the heart and delivers an electric shock when needed. This device can be safely and effectively operated by people without any medical training. Prince George and 2 more BC communities will participate in the pilot program as there is a need for the devices.
Our latest data reveals that every year in Canada, more than 60,000 out-of-hospital cardiac arrests occur. That's 1 every 9 minutes. But sadly, only 1 in 10 people survive. So we must do better, and we will. Any one of us can save a life by doing CPR. And even if you've never taken a course, the 911 operator will walk you through it while the first responders are on their way.
Health Minister Adrian and MLA Shirley Bond have been adversaries for nearly a decade over many healthcare issues, but today they met on common ground for the special announcement regarding the AED pilot project. But the question remains, why the olive branch now? Cheryl Jan has the story.
For years, the health minister and the health critic have been adversaries across the aisle in the legislature.
Will the minister do the honourable thing? Stand up, admit that it's time for a change that starts with him, and resign.
We went from near the bottom to near the top, and that demonstrates our commitment to public health care responses to the issues facing our country.
And today, the tenor was different. The two stood shoulder to shoulder.
Definitely an odd couple in politics, for sure, right? These are people that have been going head to head. Either one in government or even both have been leader of their parties at different times, cabinet ministers. So, yeah, you would think no love lost here at all.
BC politics in recent weeks has been anything but smooth, with the BC United leader Kevin Falcon tossing in the towel on the election and many BC United members joining the ranks of the BC Conservative Party, but not Shirley Bond. She assures, though, there's nothing to be read into today's joint announcement.
I think this is about an example of how an MLA can take an issue, take it to government, and actually demonstrate that their results are possible. So, you know, I think it's also a reflection of the fact that, you know, you see one thing in the legislature.
And it's not always about politics, says Dix.
So we've worked together on issue after issue, as well as disagreeing. And I think that's what people want to see. I think that disagreeing all the time is not just tiresome, it's not the right thing. There's a lot of things that she and I agree to. So this is not an olive branch that started today. It's an olive branch that comes from mutual respect that's taken place over the many years we've served together in the legislature.
For political analyst Chris Beach, looking at the lineup at today's announcement, the optics may ruffle some feathers politically.
You know, Shirley Bond is a household name in this community. Everybody knows her. Hardest working MLA in the province, has that reputation. So, yeah, might make a few people think. And you know, why is she showing up to a press conference with Health Minister Dix? But it's pure speculation at this point. But kind of makes you wonder.
On the other hand, he says that's politics, and with a provincial election right around the corner, anything can happen. Cheryl Jan, CKPG News.
An incident at College Heights Secondary School yesterday between a teacher and a student left the teacher injured. In a statement, SD 57 Superintendent Jamil Aziz said the teacher's injury was a cut to the hand, but he described the injury as minor and said the teacher received medical attention right away. Moving forward, Aziz says the school is concerned about the student's mental health and well-being and says that there have been counselors at the school and discussions with parents to work with students in case they feel unsafe due to this incident. The Dawson Creek RCMP are warning the public of a possible toxic drug supply in Northern BC after attending to 2 separate drug-related deaths in less than a 24-hour period. On September 9th, police were advised by medical health services that a 43-year-old female was found dead in a makeshift shelter near 17th Street and Willowbrook Crescent. The next day, police received a report from a bystander that a 30-year-old male had been found dead in Barbary Park. Officers located items indicative of recent drug use prior to both deaths. The BC Coroner Service has taken over both of these investigations. A new manufacturing facility is opening in Prince George. DC Equipment is relaunching production of Madill logging equipment off of Otway Road. The first year of operations is expected to deliver 12 state-of-the-art machines, and as production ramps up, these numbers are expected to double or even triple in the following years. DC Equipment says this new manufacturing facility should bring millions of dollars and plenty of jobs to Prince George.
We're kicking off of about between 12 and 15 here at the moment. We're looking at doubling our production over the next 12 months, and then over the next 2 years hopefully tripling our production. So if you do the same numbers, it could be in excess of 30 to 50 jobs, somewhere in that region. If we look at what it would probably add to the economy here, is somewhere between $25 and $50 million per annum.
The Prince George RCMP is hosting a special event tomorrow to highlight what they do. Last week, the RCMP was present at a job fair at the College of New Caledonia, hoping to interest potential new recruits. And tomorrow, they'll be hosting a family-friendly block party to showcase some of the units that work inside the detachment. It's a great opportunity for the community to come out and meet some police officers and explore what their units do. And this event is a special celebration of a milestone as well.
The block party. We're so excited to host a block party. We are celebrating the 10th anniversary of our new detachment opening. It opened in April 2014, and so a little bit late, but we're still celebrating it within the 10 years. We're inviting everybody to come down. We'll have representatives from a multitude of units that are working inside the building to talk about what they do. Policing has changed in 10 years, so kind of get a little refresh and an update, see what happens inside, what we do inside the detachment. We're also going to have some food trucks down there, some face painting. It's going to be a great time.
On Sunday, Prince George will be hosting the 44th annual Terry Fox Run at Claytley-Tenay Memorial Park. Registration for the event begins at 9 a.m. at the bandshell. The course will open at 10 o'clock. Organizers say that participants can take a chance to remember a true Canadian hero by running, walking, or riding with their friends, family, co-workers, or pets. The run is free to attend with any donations going towards cancer research.
It's a smaller route this year, goals with making it bigger next year, but it's just running through Claytley-Tenay Memorial Park along Taylor Drive and then down Ingledew and then along Patricia Boulevard and then back up Taylor Drive. And that part, the Patricia Boulevard and Taylor Drive, replicates part of the route that Terry ran here in 1979 for the Prince George to Boston Marathon. The importance to that marathon and Terry Fox is incredible, and it's something that Prince George should be so proud of. It was after running the 17 miles here in Prince George that Terry knew that he was ready to run across Canada for his Marathon of Hope as early as the spring of 1980, which was just 6 months later.
This week on Entertainment Spotlight, we're looking at a psychological drama thriller with a great cast, Mother's Instinct, starring Anne Hathaway and Jessica Chastain.
Max? Max, get down. It's not safe. Max! Celine!
Did you ever see a lassie go this way?
Yep.
Max is gone. It wasn't easy bringing you into this world. Now you've left it too soon.
Go this way.
You need to separate the grief from the guilt.
What guilt, Alice?
In this film, in 1960s America, housewives Alice and Celine are best friends and neighbors who seem to have it all. But when a tragic accident kills Celine's son, the harmony of their lives are shattered, and guilt, suspicion, and paranoia begin to unravel their sisterly bond, resulting in a thrilling and violent climax.
I saw the look in her eyes. She thinks that I should have saved her son.
Is that coming from her or you?
You think I'm imagining things?
We're not going down this path again.
You're right. God knows I can get carried away sometimes.
This movie is built on the two performances of its leading stars. Both Academy Award-winning actresses, Hathaway and Chastain, shine as protective mothers who let their own heads get in the way of their friendship.
Get off the balcony! Alice, what's wrong? Did you put Theo on that balcony to test me? Do you think I'm capable of that? She wants us to pay for Max.
The ending of this movie is quite a shocking twist as well. Mother's Instinct is out now on Amazon Prime Video to stream.
They're just accusing me of being some kind of monster.
You're losing touch with reality.
Leave my family alone! I'm not imagining things.
CKPG Sports is delivered by Dominoes. For a very limited time, PG Dominoes is offering 50% off all pizzas when you order online.
Preseason hockey is back. The Prince George Spruce Kings are back at Copar Memorial tonight for their preseason home opener to kick off a weekend doubleheader against the Langley Rivermen. Jaden DeMello caught up with head coach Alex Even earlier today and tells us more.
The Spruce Kings enter their final weekend of the preseason, coming off a tough 2023-24 campaign, winning just 16 of 54 games. Heading into his 6th year as head coach, Alex Even knows what's necessary for a bounce-back season.
Last year, I think we had a pretty young group. You know, the players that are back from that team, I think, you know, want to see them take a stride. You know, we've seen that in their physicality, you know, guys coming back in better shape. And now we want to see that, you know, kind of with their mental game. And then the new players, we're trying to integrate them into the team as best we can.
To help integrate the team, the organization has named Lyndon Mako as their 23rd captain in franchise history since joining the BCHL in 1996. Mako is one of just 41 players to play at least 143 games for the club and is coming off back-to-back 16-goal seasons.
We're proud to put the captaincy, you know, in Lindy's hands. He's been a Spruce King for going into his 5th year, and I think he's seen some good teams here, and he's seen some up and down as well. He's going to bring his own style on his experience, but he's a kid that works hard every day. True first-class human being, comes from a great family. He's well respected by his teammates and the staff. Really looking forward to Lyndon leading our group this year.
He'll have a big part in keeping his teammates accountable and helping spread Coach Even's message around the locker room this year.
We should be a hard-working group, hopefully a group that plays together through all our ups and downs. There's going to be up and downs, but we want to be a hard-working group that's resilient, that never quits. And you know, we showed some of those qualities last year, and you know, hopefully this year, obviously, we do a lot better.
Following this weekend's doubleheader against the Langley Rivermen, the Spruce Kings will get their 2024-25 regular season campaign underway on the road against the reigning Fred Page Cup champions, Surrey Eagles. Jaden DeMello, CKPG News.
And more Kings news. They've acquired forward Tai Paisley from the Salmon Arms Silverbacks in exchange for future considerations. Paisley is 6'3", 109 pounds. He's a forward who scored 11 goals last season with the Silverbacks. Prior to joining the league, the native of Steinbach, Manitoba, had 38 goals and 48 assists in 104 games with his hometown Pistons of the Manitoba Junior Hockey League. He's committed to the University of St. Thomas for next season. Meanwhile, the Prince George Cougars are also wrapping up their preseason this weekend with a doubleheader against the Kamloops Blazers. Tonight they're in Kamloops before heading to Quesnel to play as the home side for their final preseason matchup. This weekend will be a great test for the young guys on the squad, as 10 players that are eligible to return to the team this season are currently attending various NHL training camps. Prince George will kick off their regular season on Friday next week at the CN Center in a rematch of last year's opening round of the WHL playoffs against those pesky Spokane Chiefs.
Good evening again. We are in for pretty showery weather tonight, and then a bit of a break here and there to start tomorrow, but another wave of that precipitation coming in for our Saturday. So it will be pretty unsettled heading into Saturday, but this is a look back. Again, this is that frontal zone that was really pushing in, and yes, that is why we have been dealing with some unsettled weather today. That's going to slide through the province, as you can see here. So anticipating into our Saturday morning, even a few showers, a break here and there. there late morning, and then back to another chance here and there throughout parts of the afternoon. We will clear out really nicely, though, as we get late into the day and into our Sunday. So things are looking pretty nice heading into the later part of the weekend. 15 degrees are high, and again, we're showing some sunshine because we are going to still see potential for a mix of sun and cloud tomorrow, along with some of those showers. 16 Fort St. John. These are the cooler temperatures that we've been anticipating, and again, a drop in temperatures with wet weather down through the southern half of the province, southern interior especially. 20 degrees Kamloops, colder than that in Kelowna by a degree, and down through the south coast, still some wet weather inland to Vancouver. Yes, 17 degrees expected for a mix of sun and cloud here and there throughout the island, but certainly wet weather is really the theme. 15 in Mackenzie tomorrow as we look at our broadcast region. Clouds and showers expected, the same for Fort St. James, so pretty unsettled and cool in some areas, and then a bit of a brighter forecast in others. 15 degrees in Quesnel, and anticipating some cloud cover with rain showers in there as well. 18 in Edmonton as we take you across the country. It's a cooler one there, and wet weather expected. Chance of a thunderstorm in Winnipeg, but overall temperatures are looking great through the prairies, and that holds true for most of the eastern half of the country as well. St. John's, though, quite heavy rain expected in St. John's tomorrow, and a colder temperature pattern as well. So some sunshine a little bit into our weekend, and then early next week we're watching another system that could bring with it some cooler temperatures and some showers again. So early week could be a bit unsettled in some places. That will be the case by Tuesday with colder weather in Burns Lake with 13 your high, but sitting around 14, 15 for the next few days. 5 tonight will be the overnight temperature, colder tomorrow night. Mackenzie 7 overnight tonight, looking at mostly cloud cover tonight, mostly clouds tomorrow. We have showers hanging around Mackenzie as well tomorrow, but then you're back to the bright sky on Sunday and Monday. McBride, rain and drizzle tonight, a pretty wet and dreary one tonight and early tomorrow as well, but you'll clear out just in time for at least Sunday. So that'll be the best of the bunch going into our weekend, and actually Monday, Tuesday don't look too bad. Quesnel 18 by Sunday, looking pretty nice on Monday, then a drop and a different pattern coming in for Tuesday, but certainly a very wet forecast tonight and into tomorrow as well. So for us, we're still showing some sunshine here, as we do have the potential for some sunny skies to start, but still the odd shower hanging around for our day tomorrow as well. Tonight, showers in the forecast down to 7, and as we get into Sunday, we clear out. Temperatures rise just by a few degrees. Starting off the work week, not too bad, and then the next change will be on Tuesday.
CKPG Sports is delivered by Dominoes. For a very limited time, PG Dominoes is offering 50% off all pizzas when you order online.
Tonight, CKP3 with Jaden DeMello showcases the best of NFL's second Thursday night football game of the new season between AFC East division rivals, the Buffalo Bills, and the Miami Dolphins.
Both teams started out the year with a win, but it was the Bills throwing the first punch at Hard Rock Stadium.
Pass to the outside, wide open, inside the 10, and James Cook takes it in.
Cook opened the game with a score on 4th down that looked like it might just be starting a trend for running backs scoring receiving touchdowns.
Second best in the league in the red zone. Second and goal. Tua under pressure. Flips it to the outside, and Adrian is there. The defender falling down, and Adrian walks into the end zone.
The Dolphins say whatever you can do, we can do better. But one thing the Bills had that Miami didn't last night, a running back that can score on the ground too.
49-yard line. On the ground, breaking tackles, James Cook inside the 20, inside the 5, somersaults for the touchdown.
Cook capped off an incredible 3-touchdown performance with that 49-yard end zone trip to lead Buffalo to a 31-10 demolition of the Dolphins to wrap up tonight's CKP3.
That's it for tonight, folks, and that's it for this week for me, at least. We got Caden Fanshaw coming up with the Today Show. Tommy Osborne at 6:30. I will see you Monday. And remember, Prince George, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. See ya.